Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the HHS meeting of April 5th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Chair Renahan?
Here.
Vice Chair Swarzy? Member Selman?
Here.
Member Chaplin?
Here.
Member Dessart? Member LaPlante?
Here. Thank you for the forum. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Okay, great. Since I'm closing the door. Thanks. So I'm so happy today to welcome Sheila Murphy-Russell and Victoria Campus. Sheila is the administrator at the Family Center across the street on campus. So I look forward to sharing today yet another way that community services connects with the court and families to reduce conflict and what can make a difficult circumstance safer for children and families. So if you haven't had the chance to visit the Family Center, I understand a tour is available either this afternoon or another time you can set up directly with Sheila and the office. So thank you for all you do and your commitment. I understand you're going to be retiring. I am. So I want to say in advance, best of luck to you. And thanks for all you do. So secondly, I'd like to share that our nonprofit partners at Willowbrook Coalition, the Community House, YWCA Chicago, Downers Road Township, and PACE all got together last Friday afternoon. I was able to attend in Willowbrook Corner. It was a DuPage DOT discussion of transportation needs, continuing, and the consultant was out there talking to residents. There was also a really fun Easter egg hunt, and it was just a lot of fun. So thank you also to John Loper for that. And third, we had a JPS this morning. Most of you were on that committee, so you were able to hear we had Family Shelter Service in to talk about how they take care of do advocacy for domestic abuse victims. So I have a handout if anybody's interested, or you just want to point somebody to that JPS. What we did today is just one more. So, and with that, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes of March 15, 2022.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those pass. I'll entertain a motion to approve FIR 017722, acceptance of extension of technical services agreement contract S5310-2019-1 between RTA and DuPage County to extend through June 30th, 2022. Motion second. Questions, comments here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's approved. Take a motion to approve FIR 0178-22 resolution acceptance appropriation of DuPage Housing Authority Family Self-Sufficiency Program PY22 $121,226 for community services. Motion second. Questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Take a motion to approve HHSP 0127-22 recommendation for contract purchase order to Optimum Management Resources to provide technical assistance and consultation services for the county homeless continuum of care homelessness April 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022, not to exceed $32,000. The motion in second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. I take a motion to approve. This is a request for parent committee final approval. Take a motion to approve 2022-36 approval of contract purchase order to CDWG for procurement of 11 HP Elite Books, 840 laptops, 11 docking stations, 12 headsets for senior services staff. Contract total of $21,325.27. With a motion with a second. Questions here? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
That's a roll
opposed?
call.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's a roll call. I have it written twice.
Member
Roll
Chaplin?
call, please.
Aye.
Member Dessart?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Vice Chair Swarzy?
Aye.
Member Selman?
Aye.
Chair Renahan?
Aye. I think that's approved. Let's see, I'll take a motion to combine items 7A, 1, 2, and 3. These are all acceptance appropriations of grants for the care center.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, those are combined. I'll take a motion to approve FIR 017922 resolution acceptance appropriation of care center music therapy grant FY22 $55,332. FIR 0180-22 resolution for the care center recreational therapy grant FY22 $20,709 and FIR 0181-22 resolution for the care center foundation coordinator grant FY22 $25,830.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those all pass. I take a motion to approve HHSP 012822, purchase order to Nova Staff Healthcare Services, provide supplemental staffing. This is CNAs, LPNs, and RNs for the Care Center, April 13, 2022 through April 12, 2023, not to exceed $914,000, partially ARPA funded. Do a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Similarly, as we know, we do multiple staffing things, so we make sure we take care of things. So take a motion to approve HHSP 012922, recommendation for approval contract order to Maxim Healthcare Services.
So moved.
Also for supplemental staffing, April 13, 2022 through April 12, 2023, not to exceed $600,000. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. And take a motion to approve HHSP 013022, also for contract purchase order. This is Bright Star Care of Central DuPage Wheaton for supplemental staffing for the Care Center, April 13, 2022 through April 12, 2023, not to exceed $394,000.
Second.
A motion and second. Questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. I'll take a motion to approve HHSP 013122, recommendation for approval of contract to Echo Lab for laundry chemicals for the Care Center on April 24, 2022 through April 23, 2023. Not to exceed $31,000. We have a motion and a second. Any questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. This is a DuPage Care Center request for parent committee final approval. I'll entertain a motion to approve 2022-37, recommendation for approval of contract purchase order to Easy Way for repair and maintenance of patient lifters, June 1st, 2022 through May 1st, 31st, 2023, not to exceed $19,000. This is a roll call vote.
Member Dessert?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Vice Chair Swarzy?
Aye.
Member Zelman?
Aye.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Chair Renahan.
Hi. That is approved, and I will also entertain a motion to approve change order amendment to resolution HHSP 0105A-21 issued to MedSearch Staffing Services for United Pharmacy.
Second.
UVA, for the Care Center, May 14, 2021 to May 13, 2022, extended the contract through November 30th, 2022. We have a motion and a second. Any questions here? All right, roll call, please.
Vice Chair Swarzy? Member Zelman?
Aye.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Dessert?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Chair Renahan.
Hi. Great, that is approved. And I will take a motion to combine informational items 8A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, those are combined. I'll take a motion to receive and place on file informational items, FMP 012122, approval of contract to Hill Mechanical Corp. Replacement of air handling for the Care Center for Facilities Management, April 13, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, not to exceed $702,134.40. CDBG funded. Grant proposal notification GPN 023-22, Family Self-Sufficiency Program, PY22, DuPage Housing Authority, $121,726. GPN 0122, Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP State Supplemental Grant, FY23, $3,006,892 for community services. GPN 01-22, also LIHEAP HHS Grant, Illinois Department of Commerce Economic Opportunity, $1,748,198 for community services. GPN 020-22, Weatherization HHS Grant FY23, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, $803,400. GPN 021-22, Weatherization DOE Grant FY23, Department of Energy, $487,184. And GPN 022-22, Weatherization State Grant FY23, Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, $349,639. All right, we had a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Right, those are received and placed on file. I'm so glad I don't have to talk anymore. Turn it over to, we have some residency waivers. I understand we have 2 today. So should we do those first, I think? Yes.
I'm ready.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you
Okay,
hear us?
yes, I can. Good morning. So just an overall census, we have 23 open male beds and 36 female beds. 3 beds have already been offered to the DuPage County residents, so there would be no DuPage County residents being displaced by these 2 requests. So I'll start with number 1. This is an applicant looking for admission to the care center. They themselves lived in DuPage County in Glen Ellen 14 years ago. Family members live in Glen Ellen, Wheaton, Lisle, and Naperville. Family member has visited many residents here at the care center and brags about our facility. Elderly parents live in Glen Ellen and will be able to visit. Family member that toured sees many opportunities for the applicant to continue, grow, love, worship, and participate.
Great. Well, I'll make a motion to approve this residency.
Second.
waiver. Give a second. Any questions? Anything here? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's approved. All right, moving on to number 2. Thanks, Janelle.
You bet. Number 2 has never lived in DuPage County. However, their family members live in Wheaton. Applicant has been in an assisted living in Northlake to maintain as much independence as possible. However, their care needs are now greater. Family would like to have her close to them in Wheaton so they can remain in Illinois rather than moving her out of state. Family can then visit her frequently to continue to support her. Applicant will be admitted under hospice services.
I'll make a motion to approve. All right, we have a motion. We have a second. Any questions here? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. I'm glad we can help these people out. Thank you, Janelle, for sharing.
Yes,
numbers with
thank
us.
you.
All right, we have an update from you for the care center.
We do. I just wanted to talk about the 3 agency contracts that you approved. We are projecting a decrease in our agency expense, not significantly, but however, a decrease is always the right direction. What we're seeing is less hours going forward, but paying higher rates than we have previously because of the crisis rate because of COVID. So while the numbers look high, we're hopefully will not need those dollars. But again, we don't always know. Right now, we do not have any current COVID cases. So we're very fortunate there. We are talking with our partners and we're waiting for some direction and guidance on the actual second booster and how we will implement that. Before I move on to the next topic, any questions so far on those items? No? Okay. I just wanted to share that I met with our master gardener leader. We are going to have 60 master gardeners this year that will be working on our resident garden area where we have the raised planters and the residents all get to get into a drawing or select spots because we don't have enough space for everyone. But I think this year we might have enough for everyone that wants to participate. But we're very excited about that and getting that going and getting our residents out into that garden. If you've never seen that space, I can't wait for you to see it. It is just an incredible story. But the fact that we have 60 master gardeners that could go a lot of places in the community and they choose to come to the care center, I think is an incredible tribute to that program and the rec services team and everyone that supports that program amongst the staff and volunteers and our residents. So look forward to sharing more with you about that. The other thing is that our census is growing. These 2 approvals today will help. We are starting to see some growth and we're very optimistic that that will continue to occur. So that is my report.
All right, great. Good news, Janelle.
Yep.
Vice Chairman Schwartz.
Hi, just where are we at with the status of the remodel?
Thank you for asking. I was like, oh, I have one more item on my back page of my note here. We are meeting on about a weekly basis. Tomorrow we have a big meeting where they're going to come back with some renderings and things for us. So that is something that will be occurring probably on a weekly basis, Member Shorzy. And as we progress, we will be sharing that information for you. It is a definite dire need, and we're very excited with the things that have been discussed. Both we toured all the residence rooms, we looked at ceiling tiles, we looked at what can be salvaged versus what we need to replace. And so that was intended to be like an hour and a half tour, and it turned into like a 2 hour and a half tour. So big spaces, but we're very excited about progressing with this process. So right now we're just sharing information with the architect engineer team, and they're drawing up the plans. Hopefully we'll get to preview some of those tomorrow.
Great. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Yes, member to start.
Janelle, is there any COVID in the building right now?
There is not.
Good news. Thank you.
You bet.
Any other questions from the committee? All right, well, thank you, Janelle, for your
Thank
update.
you.
All good news. All right, community services update, Mary Keating.
Thank you. Before we get to the Family Center, I just want to remind everyone there is a full Community Development Commission meeting today. It's the annual meeting of the CDC. So all board members are members of the full CDC, as well as all of the municipalities that participate. So if you are available, we would appreciate your attendance at 11 o'clock. I'm really happy today to have an opportunity to highlight the great work that's done at the Family Center. And I particularly want to take a minute to highlight Sheila Murphy-Russell, who has been with the county 30-ish years. Sheila will be retiring at the end of May, and I didn't want to let her retirement go by without her having an opportunity to really talk about the tremendous work that's done over at the Family Center. I'm also happy to announce that Tori Kappas, who is currently the program manager at the Family Center, has accepted the position of administrator. So she will be moving into the position. So we'll have a really nice transition time. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Sheila.
So this is a little sad for me, actually, because I would only give my spiel about the Family Center a couple more times before I go. So, so we started the Family Center like in 1998. We accepted a grant from the state for access and visitation. We provided some services that we started over here in the 421 building. Then we moved into a program in Wheaton, or a building in Wheaton, and now we're here on campus in this very cool building. If you get a chance to come by 422, it is like the coolest thing ever. So please do that. But our services at the Family Center, they're all designed to help families that are in transition. So everybody that we work with is court ordered. They're either separating or they're divorced. So everybody's in a difficult spot. They're in court they might start out with child support, or maybe they're in on getting a divorce, or they're in because somebody wants to see their child. So they're all in a tough spot. Not everybody wants to be there. Some of the parents don't want to be there. The children are not interested in being there sometimes. One of the other parents is unhappy with us. So we're dealing with difficult, conflictual people sometimes. However, we're doing good work because the research is showing that it's important for children to know both of their parents, even if that one of those parents is not the best parent in the world. Just having an opportunity to know them and to know that they care is an important aspect, if even only for a little bit of time. So next slide, please. So everything we provide is court ordered. We do it 7 days a week. We're providing services 7 days a week because a lot of what we do has to happen off of regular business hours. So we're open regular business hours Monday through Friday. In addition, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're open until 9. Saturday, we're open in the morning, and Sunday afternoons from 3 to 8. Next slide. This is our building. So actually, this isn't the best time to get a picture. We have this great time in the spring when we have flowers and birds and skunks and, and all kinds of fun things. Right now, we are in the red-winged blackbird time. So you might want an umbrella. Tori can tell you, she comes in with an umbrella. I just talk to the red-winged blackbirds. They don't attack me, they do attack others. I'd say just talk to the birds when you walk in. It makes a difference. But anyway, we have a lot of wonderful, wonderful nature around us over there on the other side of campus. So everything is court ordered. We provide parent education online and in the classroom. We do mediation services, supervised parenting time, neutral exchange, and a conflict management group. Parent education, we do separate classes for divorcing and never married parents. Our parent education and our peace class, we charge for. Our other services are free. We offer this class online and in person. We have CCC online. CCC is Caring, Coping, and Children. That's for the divorcing population. Our PAC class, that's Parents and Kids, it stands for. That's our never married population. That one we have online now. We just did that in December, but we're going to get our Spanish online pretty quickly. The next service we provide is Mediation Services, which we provide for never married and indigent divorcing folks. There's a private mediation service within the county that attorneys generally do for divorcing population. We sit in the courtroom, or we did before COVID, in the parentage courtroom Monday through Thursday mornings, and we did on-the-spot mediation. So the parents went up in court, they were before the bench, and somebody said, I'd like to talk about parenting time. They could go right immediately to a mediator, talk right then and there, and get an order for parenting time and get things rolling right away. A parent would not have to file a motion in court. They wouldn't have to go down to the clerk's office, figure out how to do that, and get lost in the shuffle, which was happening for years and years, which is why we got into the business to begin with, because a lot of parents were just lost, and then parenting time didn't happen. So we also have appointments back at the Family Center where we're mediating non-financial issues only. So that would be regular parenting time, vacation, holidays, communication, decision-making. It's a big deal. We're usually doing this in one long session unless the parents find it's important to do a little bit at a time. Sometimes if a child is young, it might be a temporary plan and then move to something different as time goes by. But usually we're mediating for 3-4 hours at a time. So, and then an order gets entered into court. Our next service is supervised parenting time. Supervised parenting time involves a staff person present with the parent and the children at all times. We're focusing on the parent-child relationship. We intervene when necessary, but generally speaking, it's a time when the parent and the child are supposed to have their time together, but we're there to observe in case it gets out of hand, in case there's some discussion that maybe would be inappropriate. We're helping parents with skill building when necessary, like how to change a diaper if necessary, or to kind of get the ball rolling if possible, if we can help with communication. A lot of times people are sent to supervised parenting time for drug and alcohol problems. We do have a breathalyzer. So there might be a court order that says, please breathalyze before and after parenting time. So we would do that. And we're looking for safety. Safety for the child is the most important thing. The next thing, here's some pictures. So this is one of our supervised parenting time rooms. And then we have another, we have a couple, like a lot of pictures. There's another one. The artwork was done by Gretchen Honeke. She owns Out on a Whim in Glen Ellen, this really cool little ceramic place. So she came and has done our artwork. So another service we provide is neutral exchange. We have a couple of other variations of this, transitional exchange and in-house exchange, but generally what we're doing is we're supervising the movement of the children from one parent to the other. So at the time of exchanges, parents have unsupervised time, but at the time of the exchange, there has been some difficulty. Maybe there's fighting going on, screaming going on, or maybe people just don't come on time and the court is kind of maybe sick of hearing people come into court saying she's not there, he's not there, and they want them to come to us so that we can say they did come on time or they didn't come on time. But generally we're in it for the kids, because at the time when people have a lot of tension and difficulty in their relationships, those exchanges are hard on the kids. So when they're moving from one parent to the other, if the parents are like, you know, really in a bad spot, the kids feel all that. And when they're starting their time with one parent or ending their time with that parent, then all of that gets kind of complicated by the feelings that the parents have for each other. So what we can do is we can be that transition in between, and we're able to just chat with the kid. We've got this, there's a picture of our great hallway where we talk about the little bunnies that are hiding behind the tree, and there's a fox, and there's all this kind of things. We get to know these children. You know the name of the soccer coach, you know when the game is being played, what's happened. You know, we have a lot of relationships with the kids. It's a lot of, it makes the best part of the job actually, is this being able to see the kids, and they really enjoy that that time. I think it's a downtime between, it's a couple of seconds down the hallway, but it can really make a difference. They don't have to be in the presence of both of their parents. It's a sad reality for some of our children, but it's good that we can be there for them. We help the parents communicate, because instead of, we're teaching them how not to bring in all this extra stuff, just talk about the business of parenting instead of the things that you didn't do the last 6 years that we were parenting. Let's just talk about what medications a child's on that needs, he needs to get tonight. And then we can assist in temporary schedule changes. So that would be like, I can't get there Friday because I have to do overtime. So can we do it at 7 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock? Those kinds of things can blow up and mess up a whole weekend. But if we can help with that, we can make that a lot smoother for the family. We also do breathalyzers before and after exchanges, which really help for the safety of the children. There's some pictures here. Here's one of our waiting rooms. This is for the residential parents come in. That's a south waiting room. That's the waiting room that everybody wants to come in just because of the way our parking lots are organized. That's where everybody ends up coming in. That's another view of the same waiting room in the south. And then that's our hallway with all our little, we can count how many butterflies and things like that down the hallway with the toddlers. And then that's our non-residential waiting room. And another, there it is from the other view. So that's our bird waiting room. Then we have the peace program, which is a high conflict, it's a conflict management group for high conflict parents. So we have parents in the group at the same time. And sometimes parents will tell us it's been 5, we're doing a group right now, and somebody hasn't talked to each other for 5 years. They have not talked except for between attorneys, haven't been in the same room together. So if nothing else, they're learning they can be in the same room together 8 times for 2 hours, which is a big deal because graduation happens and it only happens once. And you can go to different games, you can go to different practices, but you can't go to different graduation ceremonies. So we hear from those folks, and it's interesting that the kids are very excited to know that their mom and dad are going to be in the same room at the same time, because it's nice to know that perhaps they can go to the same function without all the anxiety that that creates for kids. So this program, we had to put this on hold for COVID, and now this is our first time back because we do have 20 people in our classroom at any one time. But so briefly, we have some challenges and some opportunities with the Family Center. Some of our, thanks. Oh, statistics. I want to tell you this because we get a lot done with our small staff over there. We mediated in this last year 473 cases. We're doing 707 supervised parenting time sessions, about 4,000 exchanges. So we see a lot of families, a lot of children that we're impacting. And we do charge for our educational classes, so we put 160,000 into the general fund. So we are giving back a little bit to the county, not only in what we do for our family, but cash. So that's good. And then our challenges is always funding. We have the Access to Visitation Grant, which we've gotten for over 20 years, but that is always threatening to go away. We get $100,000 a year, 102. It went up $2,000. So, whoa, yeah. Our mutual exchange fund, that's a filing fee. That we have been getting since 2001, I think. And that we had a big boom in like 2005 or 6, and we were able to get some reserves on, and then it's just kind of steadily gone down from there. We're kind of at about $200,000 that we get every year from that, and we're living a little bit on reserves at this point. And then we also have some general fund money, which we are incredibly grateful for. We have a head count of 13, 6 full-time people and 7 part-time people. The part-time people generally work the night and the weekends. We're down 2 part-time people. I'll make a 3rd person, so I'll be a full-time person down. Tori took my place, but then her spot's open. So, and we're open 7 days a week. So when I look at that and I think, gosh, we accomplish an awful lot with really three of those, 1 part-time and 2 full-time people there are our support staff. So with 8 direct service staff, we do a lot of work there. So when I move to the challenges, one of our challenges clearly is our head count and our funding, because we have so many unmet needs in the community and lots of opportunities. Next slide. I'm talking fast here. We have so many things we would like to, and we've dabbled with this with Mary's help over the years, to expand what we think of as family for Family Center, where we've always mainly focused on the young children. And we look at how we can support the whole, range of ages. So we've done some work with our seniors for elder care and coordination, elder mediation. There's so much work that could be done there with the guardianship courtroom. And the need is huge because families are struggling with how they're going to care for their, that's okay, how they're going to care for their elderly parents. So co-parenting counseling, reunification therapy for children and families, family therapy evaluation. There's a lot of opportunities left unmet with our folks and our court-ordered families. Thank you. Thanks. So that's it. That's it. The last slide, I think. So any questions? Yes.
So all your clients are court ordered. Do you do anything for volunteer, people that want to voluntarily get some help?
We will, with people who have been with us before, they can certainly call us back to, if they want to mediate again. We do accept some voluntary mediation cases. What we found with our other programs is people think they want to come, but then they really don't. When it comes down to it, because we're a little inconvenient, like when it comes to neutral exchange, if, it means you have to come to us instead of having somebody pick up or drop off at home. It means you have to communicate with us. So we've tried it in the past, but then we can't, people don't come, and now one parent's there and the other parent isn't, and we kind of have no way of getting people to show up. And then it actually, in some respects, makes it more difficult for the family. So we say, next time you're in court, because the people who want to come usually are going back to court, we say, get that order. And then they usually do.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any questions here? What about security? Do you guys ever have, we need to call in?
We have security from the county. Security is with us on our night and weekends, and anytime we have the majority of our client contact. So they're there and they have a presence for us. Sometimes we have to call security to kind of back us up if somebody comes intoxicated, or if somebody goes like to the wrong waiting room and starts something. But surprisingly, people are angry, but they don't generally create much of a fuss. I mean, they're not usually angry at us. They may be angry at the other parent, but we can talk them down,
You probably know how.
Right? Probably. So we don't very often. Now, parents will call the police because they want enforcement of their order. So if mom doesn't show up with the child and dad is there, he might call the police because he wants his child there. So then the police will ask us some questions, but then security is just there to kind of back us up. They're wonderful to have there for us though, because their presence makes a difference, I think. And so people tend to behave because they have their court order and security's there. So I think we've done a lot. We also have the separate waiting rooms and separate parking lots, which keeps people separate. So we've done a lot to prevent the problem, which I think has really helped, and we tell people we've got security and we've got cameras in our waiting rooms.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of
Yeah.
built-in things that help people behave.
Good to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the committee? Okay, well, thanks again.
Thank
for all
you.
do.
Thanks.
Great to hear you. Do you have any old business? Do you have any new business? Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. We're adjourned. Thank you.